Okay guys, we're back in the garage, and here's what we got. We left with a bad, we knew we weren't getting any output from the stator. So we popped the flywheel cover off, and we took the flywheel off. It's clearly not here, and you notice that there's a missing stator as well. So what we found, we had to, this is a 1987 KDX 200, so what we had to do was put a puller in these bolt holes, 1, 2, 3, around the plate, and then push a center pushing screw to pop this thing off after the bolt was out. Now, there should be magnets in this, and here's what I found. Remnants of a broken magnet. There, you can see there's a chunk missing. That just got ground up. It let loose and got ground up on the stator, which actually looks like this. So this thing got ground, well, it was ground against the magnets. So there you have it. There is the result of no/sporadic spark. And this thing is just destroyed. So I took everything off right here, cleaned it up, got all the magnet residue out of there and everything, cleaned up the gasket surface, the housing, and I had a great conversation with Dan over at Remix, they sell a 12-volt ignition kit. It comes with a flywheel with, of course, a new rotor, as well as the stator. It produces 12-volt DC output. It comes with a new ignition coil, which, yes, we just replaced, and it replaces the CDI. Literally everything in the ignition bath. It's a solid upgrade. It also allows you to run 12-volt lights because it has a regulator as well. It's DC power, so you don't have to worry about you running LED lights with this kit as well. So this is going to be a huge upgrade. I'm super stoked that we found the root cause of the issue, which is definitely the magnets. Those are polarized, right? So they're supposed to be, you know, one of these north, one of these south, in a specific order, so that when it rotates around the coil, it's generating electricity. So one of these chunks has broken and ground up on all of this. So it's crazy erratic spark, you know, if at all, if it's even happening, which I was getting a slight spark every now and then. It was really weird. And then also coupled with when I was trying to kick the Kickstarter down, I was getting a grinding sensation. And that made me say, oh shit, the piston, I thought at first the piston was getting hung up in the cylinder wall. It wasn't until I popped the cover off that I found, I'll take a picture of that I found all the magnets in there. And it was actually an aha moment, but it was a great, like, you know, relief, because I thought maybe the top end was blown up, in addition to all the spark issues and all that. So far, what we've replaced on this bike here is we've determined the stator is bad. We've determined, well, this carb's maybe not toast, but I replaced it. This one doesn't have a air screw. I've just got an idle adjustment. I want a little bit more than that. I replaced this air intake boot from the airbox to the carb. It's clearly seen its time. It's, you know, been gasketed up with Permatex or something. Replaced this carb boot. This thing is cracked to bits. All sorts of lean, you know, air leaks, vacuum leaks. Replaced the ignition coil, which we're replacing again ultimately, unfortunately. I pulled out this Roost Boost thing, this aftermarket Answer Racing Roost Boost, which apparently is snake oil. most of your opinions online. Oh, what else? So yeah. So a new, getting rid of the CDI, replacing the ignition coil again, replacing the stator and flywheel. So all new ignition. And then, what's up? Say hi to Skelly, guys. And, on this side, I replaced this shift return spring. Hard to see, but it's in there. I put a new one in there just for the hell of it. I was having some issues, and the new spring, even though it wasn't on there initially properly, it's a much firmer spring, so that should make my returns feel really good and crisp on shifts. We're going to torque this down, and then we're good to put a new gasket on this, seal that up. Look at this, new carb, new intake boot, and new boot here. I have new reeds I haven't put in yet, but they actually looked fine. This kit, Hotfootmoto, honestly is legit, guys. Look at this. This is a super nice gasket. It's got a sealed or machined edge shear surround. It's super nice. This is a PWK 35. It's a knockoff. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was advertised as authentic. It's clearly not, just by the price. And there's also a logo right here, Sudco or something like that. Hotfootmoto boot, super clean, guys. I'm really excited to get this thing fired up. Took care of this Kickstarter spring that was kind of ajarred as well. That's all good to go. And I cleaned up the surface. Honestly, could use a little bit more. Get that cleaned up. So there's a nice seal with the gasket. And then once I get the new kit, it's gonna purr. I know it. Just so you guys know, with the stock rotor and stator, it uses a Woodrow key, which is basically a key that kind of cocks up, and it allows you to clock this right. The new kit doesn't have that, so it relies on a clean taper fit. So what I do have to do is get some lapping compound and just polish this crankshaft, essentially make it super clean, smooth. And then when I put the new stator on, it's basically going to press fit on it. And I can't just put it on at any position. I have to make sure, use a timing tool and measure where top dead center of the piston is, and then go at a certain degree prior to that for advanced timing, or for the correct ignition timing. And I don't know what that spec is yet because I don't have the kit, but what we'll do is then put it in at that spot and torque it down. But it's important when you torque it down that nothing spins. You don't want anything to move. So I don't know how I'm going to do that yet exactly, but we'll figure that out, and maybe I'll put that on camera. And then we're good. We're going to have a super fire spark, super nice spark. Yeah. And that's it, guys. We're going to have this bike running by the weekend, and we're going to take it on a nice trip. So that's it for tonight. Short video. Thanks for watching. If anybody's interested, let me know. If you have any questions, 87. I definitely am learning a lot on this bike, and I do know that they're vastly different throughout the years. So even 88, has some key differences. The 87, everybody, from what I read on forums, they suggested get this type of flywheel puller. It's a left-hand screw thread, and it just pushes the flywheel off. Yeah, that is not the case on an 87. 87, I had to go pick up a specific steering wheel puller from Harbor Freight, and that's the 3-bolt kit. Basically, just 3 bolts in there, and then it pushes it off. It actually worked out super easy. My toddler helped me. Well, good Lord, he's almost 5 now, but he helped me with it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comment below, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.